Listed on the National Registry of Historic Places, the Best Western Independence Park Hotel is not just an observer of American history, it's a participant.
When we opened in 1856, we're the neighborhood dry goods store. Then throughout the years, we were residents, a brewery,
even a doll factory. Then, in 1989, the building on 235 Chestnut Street was converted into a premier boutique hotel in the heart of Philadelphia's historic district.
We're in such a fantastic location for Philadelphia. This is where you want to be. We're in the center of it all. If you want history, if you want fun, if you want something romantic, this is it. We have museums, we have all the historical sites, fantastic restaurants that you want to go to. Lounges, clubs, everything that you need for Philadelphia to get that city life is right within walking distance.
That includes one particular brew pub with its own historical significance. Although its history is much more recent, the Triumph Brewing Company forever impacted local regulations when, in the early 1990s, its owners lobbied the state of New Jersey to pass a law allowing brew pubs. Mission accomplished. They then opened the original Triumph Brewery in Princeton, added a second location in New Hope, Pennsylvania, and finally, its newest restaurant in Old City, Philadelphia, 1 block from the Best Western Independence Park.
We brew all of our beers fresh, on tap, and served right to the customer. It never leaves the building. From production to fermentation to the serving tanks, right to the glass. We have 3 flagship beers, which are our Honey Wheat, our Amber Ale, and our Bengal Gold India Pale Ale. And then we have seasonal beers that change out frequently. There's always 8 beers on tap at all times, and we serve a flight of those beers at any time.
Interestingly, when the neighboring Best Western was occupied by a brewery many years ago, it was said to have had a ghost in its midst. Triumph, on the other hand, has brewmaster Patrick Jones.
I'll utilize it by boiling, adding the hops in, depending on the recipe of the beer, is depending on how much I will use and obviously what variety. If I want to make something that's extremely hoppy, like an American IPA, then I'll utilize American hops that have lots of bittering potential to them and aromatic power, and I'll use lots of those hops in the boil.
In addition to its beers, Triumph also offers an upscale American menu.
Some of our house specialties are fish and chips, for instance, the Triumph Burger, our calamari, our Tuscan pizzas. So we've got a nice wide variety of sandwiches, entrees, and everything in between. So we try to please everyone that comes into the restaurant. We've got a little bit of something for everybody.
Like the Best Western Independence Park, location is essential to the Triumph Brewery.
Triumph always seeks out architecturally interesting buildings, large brick spaces that would make for a great brew pub. Our spaces are sometimes 30, 36 feet in height, cathedral ceilings, architecturally interesting. All of our breweries are behind glass for everyone to see. And we've got some real interesting spaces here in Philadelphia. We've got meeting rooms, we've got a media room for clients, we've got a real interesting lounge and a little platform bar where we do live music. And so we've got these real interesting nooks and crannies here in Old City that we don't have in some of our other locations.
A member of the Historic Hotels of America, the Best Western also benefits from its interesting spaces. A cozy lobby for wine and cheese receptions, a conference room with glass cathedral ceilings, oversized guest rooms.
All of our rooms are beautifully appointed with period-style furnishings that are obviously new. We have a designer that we work very closely with the historic hotels. We have the feel of a bed and breakfast, but we have all the modern conveniences of a large hotel and the privacy of a large hotel.
Much like a city that can successfully place a 21st century brew pub among colonial period buildings, the Best Western successfully contrasts modern with historic, comfort with convenience, and professionalism with personalized service.
The staff gets to know you. Heck, I get to know you. And it's so nice to be able to see the guest on a daily basis. And then when they come back a couple years later, because they stayed here for their vacation, it's so nice to have that camaraderie with those guests. They know what to expect. They know that our staff is sweet, that everybody makes eye contact and says hello or good morning. How may I help you? You're just not a room number here. You're a guest. You're a guest at the Independence Park Hotel.